Okay, so the first theological lens that I wanted to talk about is centered around the topic of guns, and the topic is quite prevalent on my news feed. Open for a while now. There are a lot of um, varying varying opinions on it. Um, Less so where I live in South Mississippi. The gun debate is often one-sided, with a very positive view of gun rights and a very low view of gun control or stricter gun laws. So uh, the topic in question is that I want to look at is I posted recently an article by Cutter Calloway, professor here at Fuller. Um, he had wrote a blog post that got picked up by Huffington Post, I think, and I just I shared it on my Facebook wall, and needless to say, there were many comments, and so most of them again derogatory toward me and Professor Calloway, and in very somewhat mocking and sarcastic ways. Um, so to answer some of the questions that we're thinking through our theological lens, one of the messages was that what I got from this is that people are scared and that they believe guns are a solution to their fear. Um, and the guns are a cure for the fear, and they feel like if they have a gun, then they are safe from the bad guys with a gun. Cutter Calloway, of course, says the message he comes across with is that we should put our faith and trust not in guns but in Christ. Most of the people on my newsfeed that commented on this article, most of them are Christians. I did have a couple of atheist responses, which they focus mostly on the God question. The Christians focus on the guns in particular. They said, their trust is in God, but they're not. Uh, just because their trust is in Christ, they still believe they can use a gun to kill if need be. Their focus is on, oh, I'm not going to stand around and let good people die, or my family die, or anything like that. So their trust is in Christ, but they have no problem killing to protect their loved ones. um, the hope from this interaction on the media, I think Callaway, his article was he hoped that Christians will reject their Second Amendment rights. Um, the hope from most people who commented was, well, we hope we never have to use this gun, but if we do, we will. Um, and the final thing, is just like Cutter Calloway's point seems to be we have to love our enemies. And it's hard to love our enemies if we can't kill them. Most people in my newsfeed say, yes, we love our enemies. That does not mean we cannot kill them if they seek to harm us. Um, from a theological point of view, I find it hard to um, what's the word? Tie together Jesus's Sermon on the Mount of loving your enemies, turning the other cheek, uh, laying down your sword, with bearing arms, at least in the sense of self-protection. Um, One comment I constantly hear in my feed was we have to protect our families. My response is I'm not sure if the scriptures ever say we should protect our families. I see scriptures say we should sacrifice for our families. And I think that's where the tension comes in. Are we supposed to protect or imitate Jesus by dying and laying down our lives for family?